So in a moment, you'll walk across this stage and receive your degree and receive the applause of the audience, your friends, and your family. I just wanted to share a couple of thoughts for you to chew on while you're waiting, and I'll try to be pretty brief for me. They're laughing. You're really worried. You're graduating at a unique time, really unique time. We're about to be part of a transition in power different than any in recent memory, and it follows a campaign and an election different really than any that certainly we can recall, and maybe different than any in the history of the country. Now you're thinking, oh my God, he's going to talk about the election. Yeah, we're the College of Public Service. We can talk about this stuff. Now, many people are celebrating this transition, and many people are concerned. This isn't really the place to get into a fractious political debate. I think we can all agree that that was perfectly suited to Thanksgiving. And you're looking forward to a rematch with Uncle Lou on Christmas morning. But I do briefly want to address what the election says about us as a college that's concerned about public service, that's concerned about what this means. And I have heard from many students and from some of the faculty members who have talked to you and your colleagues that people are wondering what this means, and then some people are deflated, not just deflated by the outcome, but deflated by the campaign itself, that the tone and the spirit has sapped people of their enthusiasm for service. It's diminished the sense of optimism that undergirds work in the public interest. I get that. I get it. I think we all get it. But let me suggest some other thoughts. First, and this may sound like a funny thing to say, but first, I don't think that anybody will ever say in the near future, well, politics doesn't matter. They're all the same. It's all just a bunch of liars and thieves. Doesn't make a difference. Vote for this one, vote for that one. It doesn't make a difference. Don't think you can really say that anymore. I don't think people feel that way anymore, which actually is a good thing. That actually is a good thing, because my hope is that it will motivate people to engage and motivate people to throw their own spirit into the election. And by the way, I'm not saying that if you are on the winning side or the losing side. A person just was elected president who most people thought had no chance, and guess what? The voters had something to say, and it changed the outcome. So that says something about the ability of voters to make a difference, and it says something about the power of public engagement. It really does. I agree. It's a powerful thing. But there's some other lessons that has nothing to do with the outcome, but some thoughts that I think we have to engage. So we live in a time of extraordinary fear. All kinds of fear. I'm not saying the fears are unfounded, but the fear can't be paralyzing, and it can't be the only basis upon which people are mobilized. All kinds of fear. Fear of terrorists, fear of cutting off Social Security, fear of losing rights, fear of being discriminated against, fear of an intrusive state. All of these things are powerful and real, and they can be enormously powerful as tools, but it's very hard to use them to create constructive change. Very hard. For many years, I, like most people in this room, have heard FDR's famous inspirational words from his first inaugural address. You remember what I'm talking about. He said, "Let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself, nameless, unreasoning, unjustified terror which paralyzes needed efforts to convert retreat into advance." We need to not be in retreat, but we need to be aggressive. And I didn't really understand FDR's words. I didn't live at the time. I didn't understand what he was responding to. Now I understand them. Now I understand his warning. You've reached this day having overcome great challenges. You did not accept that what you're doing today or what you accomplished today was not possible because it was scary. Fear didn't own you. You got here because you believed and you were optimistic about what could be done. Let me argue one other thing briefly. You didn't get here out of anger. Anger seems to be in the air everywhere today. It is, along with fear, the other powerful emotion that seems to govern most discourse in the public and the private realm. If you need any proof, all you have to do is look at the comments section on pretty much any article on the internet. It doesn't matter what it's about. It could be about kittens. It could be about rainbows. If you look down at the comments section, it will only take a couple lines before people are spewing the most vile, vitriolic hatred that you've ever seen. Maybe not about kittens, but most anything else. And let me just say that if we are only governed by anger, doing the things that Congresswoman Sinema said is extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. If we only feel rage and anger, then how do you listen? If you only feel anger, how do you empathize? How do you learn? How do you craft solutions? That doesn't come from anger. You didn't motivate to study for exams out of anger. You didn't succeed when all the obstacles in your way said you couldn't out of anger. So I suggest to you that in order to be successful in public service, you have to hold back on the very things that are so powerful, fear and anger. And now I'm Yoda. If seduced by the dark side are you, community solutions you will not make. Yoda, thank you. I will be here all week. But there's a reason why that's in that movie, right? There's a reason. Because they are seductive, they are attractive. So even if we are disturbed by what we see in our adversaries, right or left, Democrat, Republican, I don't care. Even if we think they're idiots and they have it all wrong and they don't share my values, let it not be cause for fear or anger, however satisfying those emotions might be in the moment. Let it be a cause for rededication to the ideals that animate us today, the ideal of pluralism, the idea that we are strong precisely because of our differences, including differences in beliefs. Our willingness and ability to engage constructively with people whose views are dramatically different than our own is our greatest asset. Let it be cause for introspection regarding our ability to build bridges at times of profound division and to stand up against injustice when we see it. Let it be cause for vigilance to ensure that the rights and protections which every member of our community is entitled to are defended and preserved. But let it not be a cause for despair. Let it not be a cause to abandon the ideals of service or the search for solutions to our shared challenges. And let it not be a cause to fear free expression and dialogue. Our nation has faced profound divisions in the past, profound uncertainty in the past, and we have emerged stronger. That's not being Pollyanna. That's not saying we don't have real struggles ahead. And it doesn't mean that there's not hard work to do, but it's a statement of fact. We have faced difficulties before. And now we're reminded that there are profound schisms in our society, that the revelation that our nation is more divided than perhaps we even realize. But you know what? That's ultimately a necessary thing. It illuminates the work that remains ahead, the work for you, for all of us. Your optimism in getting here today, your optimism regarding our future, is an inspiration to me. It's what gives me hope, and I urge you to retain it. Use it as a source of strength. It is what we need today more than anything else. Congratulations and good luck.